Now 6.
What?
6. That's enough. Take your foot off this girl's neck because she can't breathe. Now, I rock with 6. She just comes off as raw and authentic to me. Her and Naturally Fashionable were beefing a few weeks ago. She talked about 6's mom that passed, which was low. 6 talked about this young lady's weight, which is big.
Stop the show.
Those are her words, not mine, so don't include me on the beef. But they kept taking shots at each other. And I'm not here to cover all the beef amongst these ladies. I was watching this live by 6 titled Ukraine is not wrong for how they are handling black people. Now, in this live, 6 pretty much made me feel like a bitch for initially feeling bad for little you being picked on by Mother R. But after videos came out of them not letting people that look like me leave, anyways, y'all ain't about to get me canceled on here. But before 6 left, she took another shot at Naturally Fashionable. Roll the clip.
Fighting for her life. She still is fighting to recover and recuperate from getting red for filth. Honey, and listen, and I got a whole another arsenal of dirt on this girl. So I'm hoping that she just shut up because, honey, I'm petty. Okay, me and 50 Cent are like soul sisters. All right, I am that level of petty, and I'm just over here like, honey, not you over there. Y'all have got to see the podcast she did with her provider, baby. That I think I might. Matter of fact, let me not say this. I don't want her to take it down because that was the most gold and the most cringe worthy. And let me just also say to the Goddess Gang, I really love you, Goddess Gang, because y'all don't miss a beat. Sis sent me. She said, sis. She did a podcast with her husband and it was so cringe. Basically, she had a gun to her provider's head the whole time. And it was like, so you like me, right? Had a gun to that poor man's head the whole time. But even that man said, yeah. He was like, you're not my type and you're unattractive. That girl own husband said that she was unattractive and that she wasn't his type. And then she was like, so what do you like about me? He was like, well, you are nice. I mean, it's not like you're my type. And she's like, oh yeah, because you said you don't have a type. She kept, I want to say, ma'am, stop leading the witness. Let him talk. Me and my boo was over there crying with tears in our eyes. A sister sent it to me. She said, sis, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to let this go, but sis, you just have to listen to this podcast. That man was on there like, well, yeah, of course a man with more money and doing all this, of course he wants a more attractive woman. And then she literally asked him and was like, so then why did you pick me? And he was like, well, it's not like you're a blob. I mean, you kind of have a shape. I swear on my mother that they said this on the podcast, y'all. Y'all just please go look at it.
So I went to look at it, and we're here now. Roll the clip.
So what do you think about this? Just the idea of it. It's a big thing going on, And then we'll get into like what kind of women you like and why you pick me, but what do you think about this idea that a woman doesn't deserve a provider? Like we need to be in our place, like you're not a size 8 or 6 or 4. You might be a good 14. You don't deserve a provider because, you have a flaw in some way. And I will say being overweight is a flaw. I know a lot of women wouldn't agree with me, but that is a part of being flawed because you struggle with weight.
I think it's a beautiful thing for a woman to admit that because being big is a flaw. Now, from this short clip, I can tell you're very outspoken and you overtalked him. Run it back.
And then we'll get into like what kind of women you like and why you pick me, but what do you think about this idea that a woman doesn't deserve a...
He was about to answer your question and you cut him off. When you speak, he shouldn't cut you off and you shouldn't cut him off when you speak because he grunts at the end Maybe it was an accident. Or maybe he was annoyed by you cutting him off.
I think the size of someone, it is all about personal preference. I mean, the size of a woman may affect your decision,
Yeah.
Because someone might have a type, but I don't think that's all someone is looking for. If a man is open to getting to know that person and may see something that stands out to them that they may be into, but if let's see,
You know what I think? I think he's trying to answer the question like a politician. He's trying to be honest without making his wife look bad because she's a bigger woman. I don't think she's fat, but she's not fit. But the reality is, a man won't try to get to know a woman that he isn't attracted to first. Personally, I've never approached a big woman, and that's no shade to them. Some of them may have dope personalities, but the truth is, I would never know.
I think in generally speaking,
You're gonna be honest.
generally speaking, a woman who is fit and looks good are going to get looks good,
Because that's so broad, right?
Yeah, but it looks good to you is going to get that attention
And the perks.
And perks, because I think some men, or if you want to look at it, society just looks at someone who's overweight as
Lazy.
Yeah,
Unattractive.
The self-control is not really where it should be.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So if you look at it like that, then they will be less attractive to a person.
Okay, well,
But are they undeserving of something? No.
True. I agree with that. I'm going to skip to the good part.
this idea is also going around, and I want to know your thoughts about this, that only poor men date women who are on the bigger side or the thicker side or the curvier side or fat. That a man with means and that had options would never date a fat woman. A man with options would just never date a fat woman. Why do you think that idea is out there? And do you think that is true? Because, I mean, as we've been married, you know, things have changed. You've changed. Income does increase. So do you say now when you look at me, oh, I'm going to upgrade?
No.
I'm gonna upgrade now because you're not who I really wanted, but now I have resources, so I'm gonna. So where does that? Can you speak to that with men? I mean, what do you think about that?
Before her husband gives his awkward answer, let me jump in. Regardless of wealth, if you're attractive, you got options. If you have game, you have options. If you have money, you probably have options. So men with options genuinely don't date heavyset women. Now, I'm gonna give you the honest truth because your husband loves you too much to tell you. When your husband met you, he found you attractive. Maybe he still does, but not as much as he did when you were slimmer and in shape. He loves you and wouldn't want to hurt you because you've been riding for him for a long time. So he accepts the fact that you're a little bit bigger, but not me. See, if my wife got bigger, I'd tell her. Not in an asshole way, but honestly, it's hard to say you need to lose weight without sounding offensive, which is why most men don't say anything. But say my wife didn't want to lose the weight. Would I leave her because of it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The woman I love is still in there, under all those roles.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig.
Most men that are successful, if they're dating a bigger woman, It's because she was with the man before he had options. But when you're single, weight is a big factor in dating.
That can be true though, right? A man could say, I have
Well,
options
maybe
now with celebrities and stuff, you know?
yeah, I don't. Maybe a man with not a lot of resources, probably don't have the choices that someone with resources might have.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just may be proximity. I mean, I see poor people with, I mean, not poor people, a man with that may not have a high paying job.
But his wife is pretty.
No, I'm not talking about wife. People don't get married, so
Oh,
you
okay.
talking about
I thought you were gonna go and say that
marriage. You talking about marriage, or you talking about dating?
Well, I mean, it's
The reason he asked this question is because most men will sleep with anything. Our standards only come in when we're thinking about committing to a woman. And this goes even for those guys with options.
now I'm gonna put you on the spot. You said that for bigger women, you're making it very clear to them that people will think you're lazy, that you lack discipline. So why did you pick me? I'm a curvy, thicker, and technically, according to the BMI scale, overweight. Why did you pick me?
First, I like the way you look, and then when getting to know you, when I met you, I liked what you were saying. I liked what I felt like you were direct. You knew what you wanted. You were you seemed to have a good head on your shoulders. You respected me. You just was like just a overall nice person, and I liked the way you looked.
Right. I'm thinking you're downplaying the way.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was like, that was the thing. I mean, I had to be attracted to you. I like the way you look.
He's not gonna say it, but he's in this house grabbing everything all day long. I mean, I'm getting grabbed, groped.
And this is not like you're some blob. You have a shape.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So preference is basically, I asked you that because I want women to understand that.
I had to leave the pauses in so you could hear how awkward this was.
Men have preferences.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, you're my type or anything. It's
right,
just,
yeah, because you don't have type. You've told me you don't have a type.
Yeah, I don't got no type either. But bad bitches is the only thing that I like. My question would have been, if she becomes a blob, would he leave her? The answer is probably no. And if he doesn't like women that are blobs, isn't that a type? He doesn't like big women. That's a type.
When you look at me, why has your love never shifted to, you are carrying some extra weight. You cute. I like your shape, but you are carrying some extra weight. Why are you so lazy? It's been all these years. You should have finished your journey of this. Why don't you look? Well, I think women need to understand what kind of mindset a man needs to have, because this is important.
It's not like you gained more. It seems like you've been in the same range since I met you.
Yeah.
If I saw you gaining more and more and more, okay, then we have to
sit
down.
Do
the crisis. We have to
we gotta
hit the red button and hit the alarm or something and do something.
Oh, I see. So it hasn't been
it's
an
not
extreme
like you
weight gain.
didn't go extremely one way or the other. Um, so there was no big reason for concern. I don't think. I
Mm-hmm.
met you one way, and you, to me, have looked
Pretty
better and
consistent,
better
better and better as the years go
as the
by.
years
Yeah.
go on. It
Right.
hasn't been a reverse
Right.
like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen in other examples sometimes.
Right. So okay. So I didn't even really think about that.
So one of you are lying. I think it's your husband. You said you've gained some weight. He says you look the same. This was an interesting conversation for me because Miss Fashionable isn't delusional. Your weight is a flaw, but your husband is telling you you look fine. So he's kind of enabling you instead of telling you what you really should hear, the truth. So this made good content. It's clearly none of my business. If he likes it and you love it, then fuck it. I'm out.